I'm great. I'm ready to roll, Mr. Chairman.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Wednesday, June 8th, 2022 meeting of the Norfolk County Commissioners. I'm going to call this meeting to order. I'm going to call the roll call and then we'll salute the flag. Commissioner Stady.
Present.
Commissioner Collins.
Present.
Commissioner Shea is present. I ask everyone to stand and join me in saluting the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Welcome all. We're going to go right to number 3 because we have a couple of opera awards today. I believe 2, I think the town of Franklin and the town of Walpole. I'm going to have Director Cronin explain it and then we'll take a vote.
Thank you, Chairman Shea. Good afternoon, Commissioners. This afternoon we have 3 ARPA awards, 2 for the town of Franklin and one more, I should say, for the town of Walpole. Franklin's first grant totals $1,471,185. This is for the replacement of public water mains in the town. The project will include the replacement of aged cast iron and asbestos concrete pipe with ductile iron pipe. These improvements fall under the water main replacement project / infrastructure purpose area of the grant. The second item totals exactly $1.5 million. This particular grant, will involve townwide stormwater improvements as required by the town of Franklin's NPDES permit in an effort to protect water quality. It also falls under the infrastructure water sewer repair category of the final rule. Commissioner Shea, Commissioner Collins, and Commissioner Stady, we've been working with many communities. It's been our pleasure to work with Franklin, their town administrator, Jamie Helen. Franklin is also lucky to have Jennifer Thompson, who's been brought on to help them work with their grant. I believe she joins us today. Hi, Jennifer. How are you?
She's muted.
I'm good. How are you? Thanks so much for having
Hi,
me.
Jennifer.
Jennifer, how are you?
To you, Commissioner.
Hi.
So ask for any questions.
Nice to see you. Are we ready to go here? You
We're
have any,
definitely ready.
do you have any questions of us?
I don't have any questions, but I would just like to comment if that's okay.
Sure.
Sure.
So I think Mr. Helen may actually join us, but we may be done. He had another meeting, so he may jump on and we may be already done by the time he gets here. So I'll just extend my thank you, from the town of Franklin, not only as an employee and someone that's working with the town, but I happen to live in the town of Franklin as well. So as a taxpayer and a member of Norfolk County, I'm very appreciative of the work that you're doing and the availability of these funds, especially for things like water infrastructure and stormwater infrastructure, which, as you know, are so important to the community, especially with an aging infrastructure. And certainly, the ARPA funds were designed to help communities specifically with those type of infrastructure projects. So I just want to extend a thank you to the commissioners and extend a thank you to John and Bill for all their work helping us get to this point. So thank you very much.
And there's some remaining money in Franklin's.
Oh, I don't think you're done yet, right, Jennifer?
We have one more coming.
Yeah.
Okay,
I have a feeling we may see you in a few weeks.
that's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jennifer, I ran into
Go ahead.
one of your councilmen. Kobe is one of the new ones, the new
Yes.
councilman. He was at the convention over the weekend. So I think I had said, let's get the opera rolling. I didn't know these were coming in. So that's great news. That's great. Give them my best. Give them all my best. That's great.
Thank you.
Okay, let's do a motion for Franklin's too,
Sure.
and then we'll do Walpole next.
Move, Mr. Chairman, to grant the town of Franklin for the opera program the amount of $1,471,185. And that grant is pursuant to the water infrastructure category to replace water mains and other related parts in the town of Franklin. So moved.
Second. Motion made and seconded. All in favor? Aye. It is a vote.
All right,
Second
second
one.
grant, I move that we grant to the town of Franklin for the APA program, the amount of $1,500,000 for total stormwater improvement, again, under the category of water sewer infrastructure. I move that. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, it is a vote. Okay,
Congratulations.
congratulations. We'll
Thank
see
you
you
so
again.
much. We
Checks
will
in the
see you
mail.
again. Thank you.
Thank you. Next
Commissioner-
one.
Commissioner Shea, the third final award this week is for the town of Walpole. They've submitted a request for $150,000 for a air filtration system in their wood shop. This was an interesting project, originally posted as an HVAC project. I worked closely with the town manager and his staff to find the proper path for this because a wood shop creates a fair amount of dust, as you would imagine. In this case, the filtration system needed to be replaced. In and of itself, it doesn't quite reach the level of ARPA qualifications, but upon further review, this filtration system that the town of Walpole has spec'd out and they expect to award these funds towards does actually have a filtration system on it that actually exceeds the EPA recommendation levels for effective filtration systems for air quality. So I'm happy to present this $150,000 award to you this afternoon. As I mentioned, this is Walpole's newest award. I believe they've had 4 previous awards, and it's for $150,000. And it also falls under the public health, I believe it's the public health category of the supporting public health category of the final rule. I don't know if we have, Bill, do we have anybody from Walpole?
No, unfortunately, they are having a meeting all morning, this morning, all afternoon, relative to the kind of wider high school project. So all the people involved with this project are in a meeting talking about this project. So I'm sure the town of Walpole is very grateful.
I'll move them, Mr. Chairman, if you want.
Sure, this is at the high school. Huh? That's interesting.
The wood shop.
They have woodworking in that, Walpole.
You can take a tour when it's done. Mr. Chairman.
I understand that Walpole Public Schools have an enormous amount of resources. They're very well funded.
And highly well run.
Oh, my God. Okay. I'm
What a
sure.
plug.
I'm not-
A shameless plug.
I'm
A
sure.
shameless plug.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right,
Anytime.
go ahead. All right, listen, we'll be nice. You're leaving us next week. We'll save stuff about you when you're gone. I'm kidding. I move, Mr. Chairman, the amount of $150,000 from the opera program to be awarded to the town of Walpole under the category of public health for an air filtration system and other improvements related therein. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, it is a vote. This concludes the matter for APRA awards for today. Thank you very much. Number 4,
Yes, Mr.
minutes of the
Chairman.
open session meeting of the public hearing on May 16, 2022. We were holding it. We
Yeah,
amended them. All in favor?
Yes.
Are they ready?
They're ready to go. So with pleasure, Mr. Chairman, I'll move the approval of the meeting minutes of May 16th.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
That's 2-0. I was
Thank
not
you.
present. Number
weren't-
5,
Right.
minutes of the open session meeting of June 1, 2022 for approval.
2022.
Is that
2022 for
Right.
approval. June 1st.
move approval?
Sure.
All set?
Motion made and seconded to approve the open session minutes of June 1st, 2022. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, 3-0. Public comment. Director Cronin, do we have anyone for public comment?
No, sir.
Anyone on Zoom today wants to have any comment? In any way, shape, or form? We're
Doesn't
open.
look like it, Mr. Chairman.
What did he say?
You said
It doesn't look like it.
Thank you.
look it.
Number 7, appointments, I have none. Number 8, old business, I have none. Number 9, personnel matters, we have several, a couple at the golf course and several at the school.
I'll take the Wallaston first if you want,
Sure.
Mr. Chairman. Move the following appointments at the Wallaston Recreational Facility. I notice a contingent employment for Maria Devine of Walpole, Mass. As a seasonal pro shop employee at the rate stated effective 6/9/22. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, it is a vote. Next,
Second, at the Wallaston Recreational Facility, notice a contingent employment for Benjamin P. Ryan of Milton, Mass. As a seasonal grounds crew employee at the rate stated effective 6/9/22. So moved.
Second.
motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote.
At the agricultural high school, Mr. Chairman, we have several. First, notice of reclassification for Lydia Sturridge of Avon from student worker to student summer camp employee at the rate stated, effective 7/7/22. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote.
This one, notice reclassification for Erica Goldowski of Canton, Mass.
Good.
Watch out for student work at a student summer camp employee, effective 7/7/22. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote.
Third, notice reclassification of Allison Ramos Chambers of Franklin, Mass. From student summer camp employee to, student summer camp employee, sorry, effective 7/7/22. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Next.
All right, notice of a rate change for Lydia Tillinghast of Walpole as student summer camp employee, effective 7/7/22. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote. Next.
Notice of the rate change and address change for Angela Nichols of Medway, Mass. as a student summer camp employee, effective 7/7/22. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote.
2 to go. Notice of a rate change for Amelia Germain of Uxbridge, Mass. as student summer camp employee at the rate stated, effective 7/7/22. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a
Last
vote.
one.
Next.
Notice of resignation of Charles Holton of Pawtucket, Rhode Island, as custodian at the rate stated, effective 6/3/22. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye. Was that a retirement? Is that what that was? Was that a natural resignation?
I don't know. I don't know how much seniority or how much time he had. So
Okay.
we'll find out.
Yep. All right.
Okay, this concludes the personnel matters for today. Number 10, payroll and expense warrants, including opera, which we'll take another vote. Go.
Right. Okay. Mr.
Commissioner
Chairman.
Stady.
Yes, sir.
Resignation.
Resignation. Thank you. Huh, I trust him. All right. Get several. Now, do I need to do the opera even though we voted it already?
Yes.
We have been doing
Yes,
it
sir.
officially
Doing it
on there,
again?
so I don't want to keep with
Yeah,
it.
why not?
Yeah.
All right. First one, line item 22-49, payroll of the county in the amount of $137,791.46. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote.
Second, line item 6-2-22, the Wallaston Recreational Facility credit card payment, the amount of $36,230. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is-
Third, these are the operas. 22-50, Opera Town of Franklin, the amount of $1,471,185. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote.
Second one for Franklin, 22-50, Opera Town of Franklin, $1,500,000. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye. And lastly, for Opera 22-50, Opera Town of Walpole, $150,000. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It
One
is a
more
vote.
item, Mr. Chairman. Last one is item 6-222, expense for the county in the amount of $145,347. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor? Aye. It
That
is a vote.
concludes that, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Number 11. Request of the Kevin J. Ryan Memorial Golf Tournament for the Civic Rate at President's Golf Course. I believe the letter explaining this is in the packet. This is a letter from Michael Brown of Milton, Mass., who is the chairman, I believe, of this golf tournament. We've had it in the past. It's been for 15 years. And they've been able to donate over $300,000 to Milton Hospital in the name of Kevin J. Ryan, who graduated from Milton High and Fairfield University, captain of the ice hockey team, and he lost a battle with cancer in 2004. I played in this golf tournament once, not very well, but I think it's a worthy cause. I think they've been assigned a date already, but they need the civic rate if you so choose.
Right, so I would move, Mr. Chairman.
Civic rate,
Right,
not
do we-
positive.
Right, the grant for the, forgive me, what's it called? The Michael?
Kevin J.
Kevin J.
Ryan.
Ryan.
Kevin J. Ryan, excuse me. Kevin J. Ryan Golf Tournament, the civic rate, in accordance to the letter sent to us from Michael Brown. So moved.
The event is scheduled for June 17th.
June 17th, right, yes, sir. Yep, stand that in there. So
Okay,
June
motion
17th.
made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that is the Ryan Memorial. Next one. Bid openings, 1:30, we have none. Number 13, contract awards.
None, sir.
We have no contracts today. 14, report on American Rescue Plan Act of 2021, Director Cronin.
Thank you, Commissioner. Very briefly, yesterday we had our monthly multi-county meeting virtually with Plymouth, Bristol, Barnstable regarding the progress being made by several counties on ARPA. I guess the most important thing that was my takeaway was our vendor Clifton Larson has made tremendous strides finalizing the portal dashboard that I've been working with them on for the last several months. Diagnostically, this was a tool that I believe as we get further and further into the program will be very helpful for the commissioners and the public at large to see how we're spending our funds, how we're distributing them, and most importantly, how effectively. So hopefully this tool will be ready in the next couple of weeks, and we can begin piloting it for your use, and with your approval, I would look to put it on our website, at least in some way, shape, or form. Interesting to note, at least one other county has declined to put any of this diagnostic information on their website. It's just a personal choice. But I would yield to the commissioners in their interest on whether or not they would like this kind of public information shown. We'll cross that bridge when the portal's ready. When the tool's ready. But initial views of their product are quite encouraging. It produces the exact kind of information I think we need to adequately show the productivity that we've had on the grant. The rest of the meeting was pretty status quo. Again, Norfolk County continues to lead the state with respect to the number of applications, the number of awards, and the breadth of the awards. Bristol is very active. They have over 30 applications. Plymouth has a handful. They're in the game, but they're not quite active. Our friends in Barnstable have turned the corner. They're beginning the program. They're very grateful for the team support that they get every month. So overall, things are going quite well on the grant side of things. One item I will alert the commissioners to is we are in the month of June. I believe it was last July that we received the funds from the federal treasury. We expect the second tranche of these funds to arrive within the next 4 to 6 weeks. I've alerted our assistant treasurer, Joe Dioria, to monitor the invitation from the treasury to download funds associated with the second half of the $137 million. So that is my report on the ARP program.
Fantastic.
Questions, Commissioner
Yeah,
Stan?
really quick. Again, I think, kudos to you and Bill and everyone involved. We're doing a great job on this. We're way ahead of everybody. I can't wait to discuss that tomorrow at our group meeting. But as I know it's not official, the top of your head, round numbers. What's the number one grant we seem to be doing? Is it water infra or is it something else?
Dollar for dollar?
Yeah, that's the one, huh?
Infrastructure.
Okay, infrastructure. What would be second, would you say?
Public health.
Public health. Okay, so I thought, okay. All right.
In terms of activity on numbers of grants, the numbers still play out, but
Yeah,
the amount we're spending on public health is dramatically lower than the infrastructure, naturally, because those costs are quite high when you talk about public infrastructure improvements.
so one more, Mr. Chairman, if I could.
Sure.
So if you add in today's, are we over 13 million now?
I believe we are.
Yeah.
I did have that sheet. I was just looking for it.
Yeah,
We're close to 12% of our total grant.
you're gonna update that again.
I update it every day.
I know,
I
so
actually
just
just
get
gave
it
it a
to
bill.
Okay,
I can give
that's
it to you
great.
if we have it
Yeah,
at the door.
that'd be good. Good.
Yep.
That's good. That's good.
And I will tell you,
Great.
Norfolk County has 28 cities and towns. We have awarded grants to exactly half.
I know that there's more coming too. I know for a fact. Because again, Stoughton's gonna be, they had a change in administration.
I know.
So it's just too bad. So they're kind of recouping from that. But I know they're going to bring something forward. And I also read in the paper that Canton's getting their things ready to file. So they're going to be putting it in. So you're going to get, there's a lot more coming.
To your point, Commissioner, I believe this week, Bill Buckley and I have a Zoom call with Brookline. Brookline, like many county communities, took a step back and drew in community feedback as to what they would like to see these funds used for. That takes time. So now that they've assessed that and have aggregated the community's interest, they are now pivoting towards applying. So we're having a Zoom call this week to help them understand the steps to engage the portal and start putting their applications in. Brookline, as you know, is going to be a significant player too. So, yeah, your point. Good point.
Any more from Quincy, Mr. Chairman? We only gave.
Oh, they're coming.
They're coming, okay. We gave one.
1.7 million, yeah. the first
4
one.
million, right? We gave
And we
already.
rejected one, we might add.
Okay.
But maybe it's being retooled, I have no idea, but there's plenty more from Quincy
Yeah.
coming.
Good.
Um,
Well, good work up.
We are meeting tomorrow with the other counties on opera issues and anything else that might come up.
Mhm.
We're going to meet in Quincy, as a matter of fact, because it's our turn to host, so I look forward to that meeting. So far, we have about 25 participants from all the counties, so
That's great.
I'm sure there'll be lively discussion, and this is the first time. We had several meetings here at the end of last year, the very beginning of this year, but now that we're open and operating, I think it's going to be a very interesting meeting, so
Mhm.
hopefully we can learn from it and keep everyone up to speed on how it's going. I, like all of you, monitor different things, and I also have occasion to read the Falmouth Enterprise because I live in the next town and on occasion. And it's quite interesting how everybody does it a little bit differently. And of course, Barnstable commissioners have a different board that they work with, similar to our advisory board, but theirs has some other power. So there was a little back and forth, which I found to be very interesting.
Are they
But
coming tomorrow?
They've agreed.
You know, is Barnstable coming
I
up?
believe they are.
Wow, first time for me.
So it'll be
Well, that'd
interesting.
be interesting.
And,
That'd be great.
they do a lot of the infrastructure that we don't do as a county. So they might see how they do. And of course, we're always talking to Plymouth and Bristol.
Dukes,
So I'm looking forward to it.
Dukes is using the portal also. They have a much smaller award, much smaller. I don't expect them there tomorrow, but they're using the Clifton Larson tool.
Okay.
So
That's good.
Well, I know like Barnstable has their own full-time public health, which we don't. They have that.
They have dredging, they have a lot of things.
Yeah, they have a
do
lot. It's a
of road
different-
work, They
it's a
do
whole
the
different
water source,
trash removal.
take it off the town's back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be interesting to talk to them. That'd be great. That'd be good. Excellent. All right.
Okay, any other questions or comments about American Rescue Plan Act of 2021? Number 15, report of the county director.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have quite a few items, but I'll hit them quickly if you don't mind.
Take your time.
I met yesterday morning with the agricultural school superintendent and his business manager. Excuse me, have a preliminary discussion about the school's upcoming FY23 capital plan and potential ARPA projects. Some of the ideas floated during the discussion included, painting the school auditorium, assessing the status of the cafeteria that's on the property. Cafeteria, as the commissioners may know, is a critical building to the school's functions, serving meals, multiple meals every day to hundreds of students. However, the building is in very tough shape, including a very tough roof. The superintendent envisions some type of rejuvenation or perhaps new construction or renovation of that type of facility. The first step, however, which should be the assessment of the structure. And I've got a call into Clifton Larson to discuss the possible use of ARPA funds to pay for a facility study on that building to see if it has the potential for renovation, reconstruction, or if it's beyond useful life. In addition, they have several projects that are within the FY23 capital plan, not big projects, but perhaps eligible ones, including HVAC controls and renovations of bathrooms that also could be eligible for ARPA, and I'll be working with them over the next several months to maybe move some of those projected FY23 capital projects into the ARPA world. So open the door to a very fruitful discussion with our friends in Walpole. And I think we'll have some progress over the next several months to report on use of ARPA funds for the school.
I can jump in for 1 second.
Sure, Commissioner Collins.
So they wanted to paint the gym, said.
Yes.
all the painting we usually have done by the sheriff's department. They'll come in, they supply the bodies, we can the paint. So if we're gonna use the ARPA funds, maybe use the ARPA funds for the paint. And we can get it done much cheaper,
Sure.
using the prisoners.
Okay.
They've done in the past.
Definitely make that known to the superintendent. Yeah. Thank you. The commission is moving on. The commission should be advised that today, actually, the bids for appraisal services at Quincy District Court close. Nancy's on vacation this week, but she's been very ably monitoring her emails and checking in with me. I need to take these appraisal quotes to the advisory board executive committee this evening to get their approval on the firm that we will use.
So you've received them?
Nancy has.
Nancy has. So we can get them to them tonight?
That's my expectation. Yes. Yep.
Okay.
The bids closed yesterday.
As you know, recently when we were at the Quincy District Court at the governor's
Mhm.
press conference, depending on who you're talking to, how far along we are in this process seems to always be a subject of some matter. And I was advised by some people that some people thought we were holding the process up. So I want to be very clear. This has been a long road. And it's going to be a little longer, but we're on board. What good would it do for us to fight with the great state? But it's got to be done properly. Scott Lopez is ably representing us, so I just wanted to put it on the record that we're doing all we can to continue moving the ball forward. Now, I know that was a tremendous setback with COVID and everything, and that's no one's fault. But this is a timely subject because here we are in early June. I've already talked to Director McGowan about, the summer at the Quincy Court, because we always keep our fingers crossed that we're not going to have a major meltdown, so to speak, the air cool system, because it's old and we don't want to spend good money after bad. However, we will to keep them in business, and we're going to do everything we can. So I think this is a major step. So if we can get this to the board tonight and convince them that we need to go to the next level, I think we want to encourage that in every way. That's all. That's all I'm going to say about Quincy Court, and it's near and dear to all of our hearts, but.
All right. Moving on. CIO. So as the commissioners know, the advisory board approved for FY23 consolidation of technology resources. We placed the CIO job posting, I think it was out early, right after the advisory board meeting, mid-May. We received a total of 14 resumes. We reached out to a member of the advisory board to help us screen these 14 resumes. And we're going to reach out to a second member of the advisory board to ask for his assistance in interviewing the candidates that will be selected as early as next week. My goal is to move without delay on the hiring of this individual and make my recommendation to you on who we think we should hire, hopefully in early July. And if that is the case, depending upon the individual's professional conditions and situations, hopefully be on board second to third week in July. The commission should also be aware that I've begun weekly meetings with IT staff, both Mr. McDonald, Mr. Caparata, and I welcomed through Registrar O'Donnell any member of his staff that would like to join us on a weekly basis to ensure we're thinking ahead, we're monitoring service contracts. We want to ensure that the coverage of the technology service demands will be in place on July 1st, effectively seeing no change in the way business is currently conducted. Our first meeting was yesterday. We'll continue to meet every Tuesday afternoon to tackle any issues. So things are going according to plan in that regard. Excuse me. On June 27th, I'll be meeting with Lynch Marini, Grady Connors, as well as Assistant Treasurer Joe Diori as we kick off the FY21 audit. The commission should be aware about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, I sent out notice to all the department heads along with the engagement letter contents that I need them to start working on material that's responsive to the audit. Each department has a defined deliverable, if you will, or an area that has to be responsive to the auditor's needs. And I've asked for that material to be delivered to a Dropbox controlled by the auditor this month. So on the 27th, we'll conduct a review of where we stand and earnestly begin, obviously trying to tackle our 21 audit without delay. Let's see. The commission should be advised, Register O'Donnell placed a public notice on his website recently about the status of housing sales in Norfolk County. As you all know, housing sales are an indicator of economic activity, and thus registry deeds fees that fund a significant portion of our operations. The note was cautious, I guess you could say. It was indicative of what we all see with the slowdown in housing sales. However, I believe the register's message did claim that the average sale price in Norfolk County has gone up. So while the activity has slowed, expected, the price of houses within Norfolk County actually remained quite high. And it's also important to note, I spoke to Joe Diorio about our current revenue condition. I believe he stated that by the end of March, we had already received 91% of our projected revenue needed to conduct business in FY22. So effectively what that means is we have a full quarter of activity and collections to not only meet our goals, but exceed them. And you may remember that we exceeded those revenue goals by over $5 million in FY21. I don't expect to get that kind of a surplus again. That was historic, but I do expect a healthy surplus of revenue that will be used in FY23, obviously for supplemental needs as well as other obligations. So we'll continue to track that, but I believe the register's information that's revealed is an indicator, and we would be smart to keep an eye on things as he sees them. Just a quick update on various projects. I know we just talked about contracts. You will be seeing a lot of Nancy by the end of June. We're expecting the Old River Place bids to be opened on June 29th.
What bid was that?
Old River Place. This
Oh,
is the
yes,
work on it.
okay, that engineering over there.
Yep. The pickleball court at the Wollaston Recreational Facility, the 15th tee rebuild, and also the Superior Court railings also will be closing on June 29th.
Good.
So we'll see a lot of Nancy at the end of June.
Good.
I conducted a spending review with Phil and Tosca this past week. We reviewed all line items for available balances before the end of June. I flagged most of these accounts for Phil and asked him to review them and analyze them and report back to me on why certain accounts seem to have high balances. There was only one, it was in maintenance, seemed to have a very large balance. It was expected, but I want to understand where it came from, and I believe it was salaries. Nevertheless, we are in great shape to close FY22. We don't see any additional deficiencies. Departments have done a very nice job through this transfer exercise and cleaning up their accounts and optimizing their budgets. June 14th, I have a meeting with county directors down in Buzzards Bay. This is the first time the county directors have all met just as directors to collaborate and discuss our worlds. No doubt we'll be touching on things like inflation, increasing costs, ARPA, and some other factors, including regional services that we all share an interest in. I'll report back on how that meeting goes.
Yeah, but lunch at the Mezzaluna.
No, I the Mezzaluna. It's called the Stomping Ground in Buzzards Bay.
Must be a new one.
Where are you going?
Yeah.
Buzzards Bay, my old stomping
What
ground.
place,
say, yeah.
Mezzaluna?
No, that's what I said to him. I said, you're going to the Mezzaluna.
No.
Oh,
He said,
oh, I didn't hear you say that.
No, I said it.
Frank made
The
reservations.
stomping ground. Huh?
Yeah, I'll
I
report
didn't know
back.
that one. All right. Report back.
You remind me of Bill. It's all about the restaurant.
That's right.
Finally, this morning I got an email. I haven't really quite processed it yet. It was very officious, but it dealt with the opioid settlement agreement that the commissioners may recall we were working with the state attorney general's
Right.
office on. I spoke with Jillian Fennier last year, and she indicated that the state attorney general was kind of handling a lot of the settlements on behalf of communities, but there were other settlement law firms that were leaking into communities to see if they wanted to go through them. We elected to go through the attorney general's office. So I, just before this meeting started, got the green light from Jillian to work through this portal. Apparently this is the platform through which communities will enter their personnel information relative to this application. And I'll report back on what Norfolk County can expect to receive in terms of funding from this class action lawsuit.
That's for us, not for county.
That's
Yeah,
correct.
'cause some of the towns are doing it on
The
their
towns
own.
are doing
correct.
this.
Some are doing it on their own, others going with the AG.
That's
So,
correct.
right, right.
That's correct.
I remember that.
That is my report. Thank you, sir.
Okay, any questions of the county director?
Yes, if I could.
Sure.
A couple of follow-up, maybe
Commissioners.
related to that too, but I know next week we have Mr. Mike Dunn, he's coming in.
15, yeah.
Would it be time, Mr. Chairman and John, to have our monthly talk with Scott Lopez? Give us an update on legal matters, maybe just think about that if it's needed. If you would like to.
I love that idea because there is a development that I'm sure he'd like to share with you.
So maybe for the following.
I think it's a great idea, and if Scott's got the time, we'll put it on the agenda.
Either 15 or 22.
I
whatever.
will tell you, Scott indicated he has
That's
a
an executive
large
session,
case that
correct?
he's getting ready for in July.
Okay,
And his time was being consumed by that. But I will ask him his availability to join us for a short
Okay.
period of
all
time.
right, great.
Absolutely.
That'd be a good thing. And I've got to get on this myself, but we never heard back from our friend Chief Duty on the tech, fire chief, fire department. And
No.
although he has just accepted a new position in the town of Canton to be their town administrator. So you
The
may,
fire chief's gonna be the administrator?
yeah, yes, yeah,
Well, that's not unheard, but that's good. He seems certainly very able.
yeah. But before he takes that position, I'll try to track him down and see if we can get something from him
Yeah.
or from the group. Because we did say that we wanted to put something together, didn't we? I thought we said.
I think we left the door open for
With the
that.
door open, okay, all right, okay. All right. So multi-county meeting tomorrow at Wallaston at 12?
Mhm.
Okay,
Teachers negotiations on Thursday.
I know, I've got a big
In
day.
executive session.
I'll bring a large coffee,
Oh.
and then we have a meeting, Aggie Board meeting, so.
Executive session, right.
I skipped over one item. You just reminded me. I have 2 scheduled meetings with the Labor Council to discuss the 3 collective bargaining agreements. One is June 10th and one is June 23rd. So the activity continues. And thank you for reminding me. I
There you
forgot to
go.
add that.
No problem.
Okay, and I know you touched on it, but being in the last 3 weeks of the year, we've redoubled our efforts to
Right,
pay any bills that we can pay out of the existing year and not roll them over, correct?
We're optimizing. That's right.
Right.
Yep.
And then
That's
anything that's rolled over goes back in the general fund. anyway.
Correct.
right.
Okay, because
Right.
it does. Okay, but I went through this in my former career. I would always try to pay bills in a timely manner and pay
Right.
them in the year they do, and then not get into August and say, oh, I forgot to pay this bill.
Right, right.
So we're doing a good
So
job.
say we have a little surplus, let's just say we.
Yeah, that's okay, but
What happens? That go into
General fund.
general fund, and then we can take it out, but it has to be done by advisory board approval as a supplemental.
No, effectively, as I understand, I don't think Joe's on the call. He might be able to give us a better answer. But my understanding is any unspent funds on
Right.
the operating budget side effectively become surplus after July 10th. And that surplus goes back to the county's general fund.
Okay, it's like a free cash.
Exactly,
Like free
exactly.
cash.
We-
Joe, do I have that
Free
correct?
cash.
Right, like free cash, okay, okay. Is Joe there?
Joe DeLoria, does that sound right?
Yeah, that's pretty much correct, except like
Pretty much
anything
the
from
answer.
the school goes back to
Excellent.
the school.
Yeah,
If through you,
Thank you, Joe.
Mr. Chairman,
Thank
if I
you, Joe.
could, with Joe on the line, last week, the commissioners made a decision to continue their meeting at the end of June. They will not be meeting the week of July 4th. It's a holiday week.
right,
Joe emailed me and basically said this might put us in a little bit of a predicament because through the statute, without the commissioners meeting, his office cannot pay vendors the first week in July without signatures on a warrant. And also the past practice has been to hold the last meeting in June. I think you were speaking to this, Commissioner Collins, open for any transfers that may occur up through July 10th. So the 6th of July, if we don't meet, would have been the last time we can transfer funds because the 13th is beyond our statutory date. So we're going to have to be very mindful if we do not meet the week of July 4th, that our business is done, that we're as close as we can to paying all our vendors and that there's no need for any transfers. If that changes, I will alert you.
Yes, please.
If it changes, maybe we could do a Zoom meeting. Just
you always do Zoom,
Yeah.
You could.
if you had to,
That's correct.
Give it
as
a,
an option, and then be authorized by us to do this, yeah.
In my community,
Right.
there are weeks when select boards take off.
Yeah.
They, especially in the summertime,
They do,
communities work around the warrant changes and we will do the same.
yeah, they'll say you can do that, okay, okay, you know that, all right. I'm aware of that. Anything else?
Anything else? I don't have anything.
I am
else.
good, thank you.
You're,
Covered it all.
you're good?
For now.
Have we congratulated you? Have you been here a year yet?
It's funny you should mention that. Next week will be
Next week.
52
We'll
weeks.
hold, no, we'll talk about it next week. I knew it was early June, but
It's June 14th.
time flies.
Yes.
Okay, last call. Any other items anyone did not anticipate? Seeing none, call for a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn, Mr. Chairman, at 1:40.
All in favor?
Aye,
And we're meeting this evening with our advisory board.
that's right.
This meeting is adjourned. Thank you.